Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, I was sitting here having a conversation with somebody about authority and responsibility, right? So, like, if you have a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have authority over that kid because you're responsible for that kid. And I was making that case earlier with somebody about how if you have a wife and you're responsible for your wife, you need to have authority over your wife. And it seems like a foreign concept, but this is something that comes from my Roman side that like I fully understand. And like any Asian would get this, and any, you know what I'm saying, like Middle Easterner would get this, and any African would get this, but most Anglo-Saxons have no idea, or anybody who's really liberal thinks this is a complete and utter travesty because, you know, females are their own people to them. But, you know, I'm from the Mediterranean individuals, and they're not people to us. So, now, with this don't say gay thing that's happening, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this actual bill, and it's only 7 pages long, which is crazy. And the thing that everybody's upset about is part 3, which is classroom instruction by school personnel or third parties on sexual orientation or gender identity may not occur in kindergarten through age 3 or in a manner that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students and state standards in accordance. So this is the part of it where they're saying you're not allowed to say gay, right? Because, like, you know, kids up to 3rd grade, you probably shouldn't be, you know what I mean, in general, teaching them about sexual habits as a whole, right? But the truth is different, because the reality is that what they're really upset about is something completely different. The thing that these individuals are actually really upset about is something that Curtis Yarvin spoke on, right? Where how these liberals, as it were, right, the aristocracy, the oligarchy in our country, really see the normal people who work for a living is much different than you think, right? And you have to understand that before you really understand what they're upset about in this bill.
That's true kind of spiritually. Spiritually, they see you as an enemy. They have the friend-enemy distinction. And that, you know, you may not know it's a civil war, conservatives, but they know it. It's a cold civil war, you know, but,
that's how they feel.
That's how they feel. That's absolutely how they feel. And that is not a new thing. That is how I grew up feeling. And I was born in the freaking Nixon amendment. That's how they felt. That was the sort of the standard feeling about the yokels with the pitchforks, when they were either funny or dangerous.
Yeah.
And you look down, you're flying from, like, you know, New York to LA, you've got a thing to go to, you look down, you see all that flat, and you think funny, and then you think dangerous, and those are the 2 neurons you have.
Yeah.
So what they're actually upset about in this bill is Part C of Part 1. It is, in accordance with the rights of parents enumerated in SS 1002.201014.04, adopt procedures for notifying a student's parent if there is a change in the student's services or monitoring related to the student's mental, emotional, or physical health or well-being, and the school's ability to provide a safe and supportive learning environment for the student. The procedures must reinforce the fundamental right of parents to make decisions regarding the upbringing and control of their children by requiring school district personnel to encourage a student to discuss issues relating to his or her well-being with his or her parent, or to facilitate discussion of the issue with the parent. The procedures may not prohibit parents from accessing any of their students' education and health records created, maintained, or used by the school district as required by S 1002.22.2. Right? But the part of this that they're really actually upset about is the procedures must reinforce the fundamental right of parents to make decisions regarding the upbringing and control of their children by requiring school district personnel to stand here and tell their fucking parents. The main word being control. Because the truth is that what they want to do is they want to take your kid and turn him into a college-educated urbanite and make him part of their class. And not all kids are going to go this way, but they want to grab as many as possible because that way they can swell their ranks. Because that's ultimately what they want, because they don't have children of their own, so they have to steal yours. They don't have a choice in that matter.
Cosmopolitan is not just a checkout line mag, but also a derivation from the Greek, cosmopolis, from cosmos and polis, the universal city. Cosmopolitan culture is universal culture, so long as the universe is the present. Once cosmopolitans spoke French, now cosmopolitans speak English. A long time ago, they spoke Greek. Plus a change. Cosmopolitanism, which contains the entire world, recruits from the entire world. Cosmopolitans attach no social meaning to their own genetic ancestry. Patterns of cosmopolitan ancestry are normal. Most Jews in Colombia are cosmopolitans. But no cosmopolitan in Colombia, Jewish or not, cares whether or not his friends are Jews. Instead, most cosmopolitans believe naturally in interchangeable baby theory, well expressed by this 1930. Give me a dozen healthy infants, well-formed, and my own specified world to bring them up in, and I'll guarantee to take any one at random and train him to become any type of specialist I might select: doctor, lawyer, artist, merchant chief and, yes, even beggarman and thief, regardless of his talents, penchants, tendencies, abilities, vocations, and race of his ancestors. They seldom actually shuffle their babies, though. Faith is hard. An armiger rhymes with integer. Is anyone entitled to a coat of arms? A little leap of metaphor turns medieval heraldry into modern education. The world of the armiger is the world of legitimate credentials. The armigerate, as a social stratum, is defined as everyone who holds an academic degree or would be socially expected to. The armiger's token of personal status, whether collegiate sheepskin or hereditary coat of arms, is specific to the nature and doctrine of an era. But every era has its armigers. Across eras we can define the purpose of the armiger as self-actualization, or Bildung as the Germans say. The armiger's life is meant to be a self-crafted work of human art. While Bildung done right is the final boss of life, this purpose all too easily degenerates into the quest for what Hillary Clinton has called meaning. Meaning can still be a beautiful and unique thing, but it can also mean importance, or status, or power, which naturally decays into a sycophantic adoration of titles, degrees and pedigrees. If at one end of the spectrum we see Richard Francis Burton, at the other is Tracy Flick. Colombia is gifted and cursed with a huge armigerate. Maybe a fifth of your subjects are fully cosmopolitan. Historically, a 20th would be high. While armigers are wonderful people, in their own way the best people, though we can say that of every human stratum, an overpopulation of these lovely creatures can be a serious issue. The children of armigers are armigers. Since armigers never have enough children, and since some yeomen have children who are just born armigers and will never work out as yeomen, the armigers must accept applications. While native talent is always nice, being a natural armiger is as much about social fit. For instance, most gay people are natural armigers. If we knew why people are gay, we might know why this was.
Sorry, I know that ran a little long, but I wanted to have that broken down for you so you understand exactly where we are. Now, why is it that America would turn everybody into what he would call armigers? Because armigers earn a lot of money. And because of the fact that they think GDP number go up is the most important thing that anyone can do. It's that simple. GDP number go up. That's all that they want. That's their measure of how well they do. It's Tom Peace. You'll know the deal. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.